Barnsley are a team that should not be where they are. A team that was recently pushing for promotion to the Prem, now hanging on for a playoff spot in League One, carried by John Mcatee. If you follow me on any socials, you'll know how much I love that man, as today we take over the career of this man, Neil Collins, as we plan to take Barnsley up to the Prem and above. And do you guys want to get some kits like this one? An insane replica for great prices? Visit Soccer Deal Shop. The link is in the description below. And if you use MWS10 in the checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. As the objectives today are as usual, quite simple. We have to win the UCL title. We can't sign free agents to make this a bit more tricky. And to make it trickier, we must have, at all times, John Mcatee in the starting 11, even though he's only on loan. Yeah, spoiler alert, we are going to be signing this man up after his loan. He's a 23-year-old, 64 rated, of course. Potential can go anywhere, but it's going to be hard with this man. And for a start, I am going to be playing him up front. I think changing him to a striker could be beneficial for us, although his shooting is only at a measly 61. Done John dirty with the stats. As let's focus on the rest of the team, shall we? We've got Callum Styles, a very special player. Luca Connell's decent. Herbie Kane, Jordan Williams. It's quite young. I mean, I need to see the age of this squad. Yeah, quite young. We've got Fabio Giallo, who is a striker, I believe. Wanted in Europe. He'll be decent, but a lot of weird players like Casper Lopata signed from non-league. Same with Andy Dallas. He used to play for Solihull. Also Ben Killip as our backup keeper, as this is the team I'm going to go with. Not changing formation, although I wish I could change the kit. I won't be purchasing that one. I'm going to stick with the Japan one, as we stick with a 3 million budget. That is before the academy though, and that is actually before we sign contract. A lot of players, even high paid ones like Devante Cole and Herbie Kane running out. As the players we have in our academy as well here, I mean, Barnsley do all right with youngsters. We've got Max Peacock, whose potential is very, very decent. There is a lot of players here would benefit from a loan. And that 2 million's got me thinking, do we go out there and buy a player? I think we're capable of getting to the championship. Maybe we just use all our money on making sure Mcatee doesn't get recalled, and that is through approaching to buy him permanently. It would be fitting as well that he's our first signing through the door. Only 1 million? Are you mental, Luton Town? He's easily worth 10 times that, and he will be the highest paid player. John, welcome to the Reds. That is one I really wanted in. Plus, we've got loans going out. Charlie Winfield, plus a few more. Yeah, we've got some of the young lads out, like Aidan Marsh, Winfield, of course, Giallo, and Max Peacock. As immediately after as well, we're on to the first game of this League One season, hoping it's our only season in League One. Come on, let's do better than in IRL. A solid team. We'll give that to Wigan. We've still got the beating of them, though, so come on, lads. Please, get in there. Herbie Kane, 1-0, first minute, and hopefully that is a sign of what is to come. And halfway through, people, don't worry, we haven't lost half of his bench. It's actually just before a Papa John's, or is it Bristol Street Motors competition, as the team doesn't look that bad. We've got 71s in Callum Styles and a Connell. We've got a 17 Williams and a 66 Mcatee, who, yes, I know, is playing out of position, but we're going to see if he's trained a striker, as Sam Cosgrove, who sits behind him, actually is top scorer, highest, with 15. We've got Devante Cole there on 12. John, in fact, has only played 7 games, but then he's gone up to, I guess it's because I shove him in the team. Development-wise, still 10 weeks, so it's clicking along. And speaking of clicking along, we've got Max Peacock going up 10 at Col U. Fantastic. We've got Giallo now 64, Marsh 57. To be fair, could we actually recall Giallo? 2.1. We're gonna do that because starting him could be good for future seasons. We'll leave Peacock for a little while longer as the BSM, yes, Bristol Street Motors competition. We're gonna actually, though, look at League One And it's the position Barnsley are in real life. 6th. Not good enough. We need to be up there. Saying that, though, Reading, who are in the relegation zone, in 2nd. 7 points off. 7 with 272 rated is not good enough. We're gonna have to improve as top scorer as well. As we strive for improvement, we'll actually go in the reserves for Jallow. Oh, but still come the end, we only finish in the playoffs and we've got Pompey in them. A very difficult team, and you can see Peterborough in there, Derby County. Could this be the real-life playoff team? If you haven't seen, there is a little bit of a wobble going on with Portsmouth. Charlton and Bolton, autos. Reading fell completely out, and Grimsby. Oh, the Mariners made the final of the BSM. Still, they didn't beat us, did they? No, they beat Stockport, and Stockport beat us. I mean, IRL, I wouldn't say no to the trophy, but it's not the biggest worry at the moment for us, as this is a worry, how good our team is, yet we're still not doing well. John Mcatee unhappy, and, well, seems like he hasn't been playing. Seems like Jallow hasn't been playing. They've opted for Max Waters as the CPU. Not too confident for the playoffs. Of course, I'll do my all to up the team's morale, but we've got some good rated players. Championship players, as Devante Cole was top scorer in the end. He got 20, Cosgrove 18, and Adam Phillips, who hasn't started a game, with 7. You know I've got to check, though. Where is he? John Mcatee, only the 13 games and 0 goals. We've got to sell some players to make room for him. He has to start games, as we need to start winning here. Colby Bishop, no, scores for Pompey. And that might be us done. That might be us done, because we've got to travel away to Fratton Park, where Chris Kamara will be laughing at us. But no, he won't, because we've won. Penalty shootouts for Reds. Get in there. Get in there. Who scored in game? It was Cadden and Waters cancelling out Hume. Absolutely unbelievable. And that puts us in a final against Derby County. Be interesting this. What were the results against them? We beat them 1-0 at home. And searching for them, we lost 3-1 away. So we've had a mixed bag, as this is going to be the biggest mixed bag of them all. No predicting this, but I hope John Mcatee comes to the forefront. He doesn't, but Barnsley, after disappointing in the league, will be promoted. Jordan Williams and Herbie Kane cancelling out Collins, which funnily enough is the same name as the manager's goal. And we have done it. Championship, here we come. And this second season, first season in the Championship, our team starts by looking like this. Callum Styles going away and playing for Hungary. Good luck to the lad. As speaking of lads, we need to sign a man in between the sticks. I am not going with, although he's an ex-Mariner, Ben Killy. Not good enough for me. Mcatee, of course, stays in. Cole is his partner for now, but we're going to hope on the growth of Jallow this season. I might actually start him straight in the team, as it's a builder year. I don't want to go straight up to the Prem. I honestly don't. As we've got Ed Chambers scouting. What's he gone out and found? I mean, Patrick Brooks is all right. He's all right. Probably a loan deal. And to be fair, Frederick Greaves has got good potential, but nothing matching Max Peacock, who came back in the end as a 61 rated and has me in a dilemma. Do we keep him as a CDM behind Luke O'Connell, or do we try this man as a centre-back? His stats may suggest it, and to be fair, I am going to trade him. It only takes 2 weeks. As the budget overall, we've got 10 million to spend in our first season in the EFL Championship. That's what I meant to say. As boys out of contract, we've got quite a few. That should affect the money, and to be fair, not as much as I thought. 8 million is enough to buy some first teamers. And with these, they are first teamers. I wasn't lying, but they're not going to be world beating first teamers. Not even hitting 70 rated, a couple of these. As long as we survive in the league, players like Gilmar Napa should grow nicely. He's come from the, I think it's Comnabol or Superamericana, for just 1.4 million. And he's joined by another player over in those Colombian leagues. Barnsley have always gone for National League players. Really obscure signings. So Kevin Mantilla is the next one. A little bit more expensive, but just as good. This time a centre-back. There we go. There's the improvements. I want to see the rating of Peacock once he trains to be a centre-half. as that's good enough for now. As here he is, he's ready to change his position, his Peacock, and what's it gonna be? 66! That's enough for the first team. So yeah, lovely fitting a youth player in. As speaking of youth, Fabio Jallo and Mcatee are the strikers I want to progress. So without further ado, we're selling Ollie Shaw, we're selling Stuart Dallas, and we're selling Sam Cosgrove. Oh, and I forgot about this man right here, Max Waters. Not Devante Cole, though, as that makes sure that they should play. Of course, Cole's going to get threaded into the team, which looks strong enough to survive, in my opinion anyway, and it gives us some money. 5 million for January if all is going sour. As the first game of the season, Stoke City. I'm really intrigued to see how Mcatee is going to cope in the starting 11 in the championship. Please, lads, please. Oh, ooh, a player for them called Umayi. I'm probably butchering that name. And Mcatee does score, but overall, a defeat on our Champions League or Championship debut. Not too bad, but not too good. It's just up to us to improve halfway through the season. Oh, and I wasn't half right. For what I said a second ago to you guys was about 10 minutes ago for me, as we've struggled for the first half of the season. Barnsley sitting in 23rd in the Championship. So far, we're going down. To be fair, it looks like a lot of the teams promoted have struggled, and then there's Sheff Wednesday propping us 3 up. Bolton and Charlton, the teams that went up with us, as we do have Sheff Wednesday in round 3 of the Cup. That's lucky, a team we know we're better than, as no success in the Carabao. Success with the team, though, oh, it's alright. Rating-wise, definitely not morale-wise, with Jallo and Mcatee as the front two. And although Jallo has the better potential out of the both, he's probably going to be the one subbed, because I saw Devante Cole with the 72 rating. Quite a few good ratings, actually. We've got Luca Connell and Callum Styles, 275s, who can't be with us if we're in League One. Kevin Mantilla, the Colombian. Good growth of Devante, like I said. Jordan Williams. Then Mcatee, who's submitted the loan request still as top scorer with 7. Devante Cole, but in that second place is John Mcatee. I also noticed Cosgrove's still hanging around. We're going to try and get him out and spend 5 million. So we're going to strengthen the defence. That was kind of obvious. I know we've got good players in there, but Nicky Cadden, I think that's his name, slacking at left wing back. So welcome Tom Roth from BVB. I believe from their first team. Tom Roth, it won't say, but a 6'4" powerhouse. And he's cost quite a bit. But to be fair, I look at him and I think if needs be, he could be a centre-back as well. And that is the only improvement we'll make. And please tell me we found a way. Please tell me we found a way. Because looking at that team, it's good enough to have survived. We've got to click on the table, though. And praise to the Lord. We didn't do as well as Bolton, but we finish above Rotherham. We were quite safe in the end as well. 6 points. Charlton going down. Sheff Wednesday going down. Good luck to them all, as I think we had a bit of good luck in the FA Cup. We did round 5, the round of 16, where we were just beaten by AFC Bournemouth. Unlucky is that, lads, as the growth in the team. We've got Luca O'Connell and Callum Styles, who I believe we should be able to keep here with how good we've actually done. We've got Herbie Kane 73, Jordan Williams 72, same with a few of the new lads. We even had Devante Cole injured, Peacock doing well, but one player I don't see, Fabian Jallo. Submitted a loan request and maybe we honour that. As top scorer though, John Mcatee. 8 assists. He used to always get them with Ryan Taylor. Grimsby fans will know what I mean. As Devante Cole getting older, maybe that's his next replacement. And Sam Cosgrove with 10. Yeah, good survival story this. But before we sim on to next season, look at that. We beat Everton, top of the league, in the last month, which probably was why we survived. So, as I said at the start of last season, I didn't want to get promoted, but this year, slightly different. I wouldn't mind it. Do I think the squad is capable with the growth we've been on? Yes. But overall, it definitely needs some little touch-ups. Looking further in, of course, I mentioned maybe selling Devante Cole as he's 30. I think that's something we'll try and do. And apart from that, no position immediately needing replacement. Although Napa in goal is 22 now, only 6'1", and not growing as much as the others. Of course, you don't expect that, though, when you're leaking goals near bottom of the league, as we are blessed, however, after contracts with 7 million, and that is good enough for me. We're going to look to bring one player in, as looking at the academy, we haven't spent any money on it just yet, and I'm thinking by that look, do we even do it at all? Because them players aren't too great. Don't fit in the formation. And we've got to make sure whichever striker we get in doesn't knock out the one and only John Mcatee. As one player we will get out, though, is hopefully Fabio Giallo. Another loan move for the boy. And here we go. We're not wasting any time. We need to try and get those players that we need off of our shortlist straight away, beating other teams to business. Neill Collins has survived the sack, and he's brought to Barnsley Yohan Boni. 4 million. A lot of money. Signing over from Empoli. And we've made money back, so Boni will play as Devante Cole. I don't know if you just saw right there. We have managed to sell him for more than we bought Boni for, and he's only, what, 1 rating higher? 2 million up. And with that team, where we can still make more progression and signings. Also didn't expect this. Fabio Giallo's got a loan to Besiktas. And as we scrap for players to sign with that money, we have to scrap in the league because it's already begun. Middlesbrough. And when we look at the finances, 9 million in the bank account. I've learned from last season, though. I think there will be a signing after this game. We can't just wait on January when we bottom of the league or something. Plus, we've got to play well. Please, lads, can we get off to a flyer? Well, it's a missed penalty from new signing Boni. Not the best, and it shows you that, actually, I'm not going to feel too bad about replacing players. As Peacock is going to have to watch his back. Same with the other defenders. That's the position we've gone for, even though we just kept a clean sheet. Let's be real, we can't replace Mcatee, so in comes Edwin Janssen from the Dutch League, and it's the next Van Dijk. 17-year-old, 73 overall. The man is going to do madness, but can he do madness this year with Barnsley? And that's a lot more like it, Barnsley. Right end of the table this year. You can see it is the playoffs are coming, hopefully, unless we could get ahead of Bournemouth. You can see it is only 4 points between us, Burnley, Watford, Valerian, Ishmael's current team. We've already rebuilt Watford, and if you don't know who he is the man that took Barnsley to the playoffs last time, as we have Chelsea in the FA Cup. Big game is that one, as in the Carabao. Of course, we're not through. Couldn't wait to get off that menu, as this is the team, how it looks, and we've got an injury to Williams, all right. The defense, though, look at Janssen. He's already come here, put the kit on, and got really good at what he's doing. Peacock 75, Mantilla 74. It is some good ratings for the championship, and I'm not going to ignore the fact that I saw creeping in there a 76 rated Mcatee. Johnny is a beautiful man, as you can see. 7 goals, 5 assists. He can't help his attacking midfield prowess coming out, so he's still providing assists. And Callum Styles, who should be doing it more in centre mid, with 14 goals and no setups. That is surprising, as money-wise, we don't have much left, so we'll rely on that team. I think playoffs will be fair. I wouldn't be disappointed if we missed out on autos. And it's not what I expected. Oh my days, we didn't get in the playoffs. Instead, we won the championship with 10 defeats. Now that is mental. It was the wins that carried us. The draws not so good, but 10 defeats and finishing top is something I could not imagine. Like I said, I wouldn't have even been disappointed with playoffs. A complete U-turn to how it was in the League One table. I wanted autos and got playoffs. This time I wanted playoffs, got autos, as we must have not done well in the FA Cup. Chelsea 4-3. And that was in a replay, as this is the team that we have now still. It has kicked on second half of the season, and it's given us a very good view on what we need to do in the Premier League. I know it's that right-hand side, Kane and Williams, who's been injured most of the season. One player it won't be, though, you know for sure. John Mcatee will be staying as our striker. As speaking of strikers, who was top scorer? We'll look at rating in a minute. It was John himself, taking over Callum Styles and pipping him to the post by 1. Plus, he got 6 more assists in less games than our now 81 rated centre mid. I changed his position. That's improved him a little bit, as then we also have Jon Bonny at 22. He'll take over Mcatee in rating, but what a signing, I've got to say. After our first game was actually played, Edwin Janssen will hopefully carry us in the Premiership. Yes, here we are. It didn't take as long as I thought. Only 3 seasons in the EFL till Barnsley are in the EPL, isn't it? English Premier League, and it's Bournemouth who we just picked to the post, and we play first at the Vitality. Before that, though, we've got business to do, and the board has gifted us 61 million. And that's from a board that usually doesn't spend much money, and with the players, like I just said, we should be fine from relegation. And we've got loads of contracts to sign up. We'll get that done, and we'll surely have spending money. Oh, and another player we need to touch on is this man right here, Fabio Jallo, returning from Besiktas. 73 rated. As backups go, that's not too bad. And the signing we're going to make is going to require a formation change. Not a drastic one, and a position change for the man you see right there. Yes, a man who spent time on loan at Barnsley, I believe. Harvey Barnes joins from the Geordies. As that is what's going to change. We're going to add a cam to the formation, which is Harvey Barnes, of course. We could make it Mcatee, but just by the way he's scoring goals and the way it's now changing 2 positions, we're not going to be doing that. Brilliant signing, and still 25 million that we can use to hunt out a right wing back. And he's only cost 60 million, not the full 25, and we have our wing back. 2 big signings, and this one just on the wrong side of 80 rated, but Jayden Bogle, what a man. A quick, speedy, and Yorkshire-based player. And there we go. All the team unscathed, in fact, for our first game of the Premier League season. That's a nice look at the team. Especially nice that Barnes is now a cam, and Mcatee, you might have seen, 80 rated. Bournemouth we go. Big travels, especially for the players that have just joined the club. They'll be putting the miles in, as it's just a 3-2 defeat. Unlucky, lads. Unlucky. Barnsley giving it a shot in the first game of the season, but Bournemouth outscore us. It shows we haven't got a problem with goals, as Bonny is at the double. Oh, and even though it's not good, it's interesting. You can see we are level with Crystal Palace. Goal difference letting us down in the relegation zone alongside Leeds and Luton. The reason that's interesting, Leeds, of course, big rivals with Barnsley, and Luton, a team that nicks all Barnsley's players. Carlton Morris, Anderson, a few more in there, as you can see as well. Round 3, we have Millwall. Carabao Cup, we're not in it. No decent run. I think we were beaten by Barrow, because they were still in it. And I know we had them, as the improvement in the team is not the same as last year. We've got a few more 82s, including John Mcatee, of course, Harvey Barnes, and Callum Styles rocking it. Being caught up by other players, though, as John Mcatee and Bonny, to be fair, joint top scorers. Oh, and I've just realised something. Yep, that league position doesn't deceive you. We finished 8th. No, the game didn't break or anything. We genuinely survived. Same with Leeds. Something must have clicked in Yorkshire. Is there a Yorkshire takeover of all clubs? Ah, and I think I've figured it out. We have, of course, 2 youngsters with mad potential in the team. Of course, Janssen, who came from the Dutch league, and Peacock. Of course, he's going to be good. His first name's Max, and same can't be said for the kit. I still can't ignore it, and to be fair, the only real weak player is Mantilla. And Napper in goals a little bit meh. Depending on our budget, we maybe could do better, but look at Edwin Janssen. That is phenomenal, man. 19 years of age, as John Mcatee, top scorer in the Premier League. To be fair, if Luton stay in the Premier League, they recall him next year, he will outscore Erling Haaland. Mark my words. If Haaland was injured all year. As we've got Harvey Barnes as well. 10 goals, 8 assists. Bonny got involved. He's only 23, and we've got some very good players. Jallo off the bench, 21-year-old, 75. A brilliant backup. So season number 5. Is it 5? Yes, it is 5. In the Premier League, you can see we sat in 4th, and I will definitely take that. come end of the season if we can keep it. Ultimately, that's got to be the aim, hasn't it? As we don't have any European success to go with from last year. 8th position didn't get us anywhere, but we've got a solid team, and it should be able to upgrade still. Like I said, though, the main player we've got to replace, and we can still keep him at the club, is Mantilla. Napa might just get the benefit of the doubt, as he did 2 seasons ago, and Roth, he's still got a bit more time to grow. We've got a backup striker. We've got everything. As we've got 51 million, but we've not got everyone. And if you know the signing I'm going to make, you've definitely... Well, if you've seen the last time we built Barnsley, you will know who I'm about to sign. My favourite player to bring to Barnsley, and the most fitting one of them all. He is here! Yes, he might have to learn to do his hair a bit better, but John Stones is here in the Barnsley kit he probably wouldn't want to be wearing. If any Barnsley fans are upset that I'm taking digs at the kit, I apologise. But it is awful, isn't it? 86 rated, and you might have seen there, 31 million. So, yeah, that's most of us budget gone. But at least we've got a very solid defence now. And by solid, I mean those centre-backs. And actually, it might be over for one player. I'll tell you what I mean in a second. Firstly, we've got to win our first game of the year. Burnley. Is Owen Dodson in their team? Or is it Dodgson? I don't know, because he's not there for me to learn the name of. Still, ooh. Have we even had a pre-season? John Stones is our fittest player and by far our oldest. Bit weird, but we still have the ability, and the ability beats fitness any day, I guess. Roth, it's Barnes, and of course it's Mcatee. As this is what I'm talking about. We just said twice this save that Napa is going to leave, or not leave, and survive. He hasn't survived. He's going to Stade de Reims. And why am I selling him this late into the window? Well, 44.8 million. That is why. Pay a release clause like that, and you know you'll get your man. As his replacement, 2 ratings higher, but granted, he's over 30. Welcome one of my favourite goalkeepers in the Premier League, Dean Henderson. He'll be able to have a good conversation with John Mcatee now about the time at Grimsby, both granted separate times, as that team is definitely strong enough now. And does Dino make a difference? Does he make a difference? He's made that much of a difference. We're above his old club, but still below his old rivals. The Manchester United ex-keeper sitting in second with Barnsley. And I tell you what, that is fantastic. 2 defeats. We knew our team was getting better, but 2 defeats as it was. Shrewsbury we have in the cup. Carabao, we haven't made it, despite how well we've gone. As team, it definitely looks like we're making it with how good our defence is. 2 87s, 2 regens. Do you expect anything else but growth on their part? Fantastic. However, both of them aren't the highest rated. We've got John Mcatee at 87 and Harvey Barnes at 88. How many goals has he got? He's got the most, of course. You probably could have guessed with him being the highest rated. And one thing I've just realised is Harvey Barnes is actually 2 years older than Mcatee. That's a big surprise to me, as I think we still have money left, and 23 million. Oh, that is decent. That's from the Napa sale, but of course we spent a little bit on Henderson, and the next out of the team has to be Roth. He can sit on that bench, but the only problem is I don't think we get an improvement with that money. So, without further ado, we're going to leave him in there. Same with Bonnie, same with Bogle for end of the season. And come end of the year, it is third. We've dropped down a place, but Barnsley in the UCL. Fantastic. Above Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, Spurs, and Liverpool in 12th. Leeds United have been surviving well to cause that Yorkshire derby, as Liverpool are the team that's actually in the FA Cup final. The team that, of course, you just saw disappointed. And Spurs, another disappointment, have won the Carabao Cup. Because they've failed getting in the top few, they have opted for that, as we have got such a solid squad. Yes, John Stones is on his way down. We expected that even when we signed him. But Callum Styles, an OG. Connell, an OG that still, after so long, never actually trained as a centre mid, and I know that'll annoy a few people. To be fair, we have just changed the formation, as yep, you can see right there, he is training, he's getting along with it slow and steadily. The coach is helping him out with that, as we've got one of the world's best players, Harvey Barnes, our number 10, 91 rated. Can't say I saw that coming. Can't say I saw it coming because he's gone up +6 and he hasn't scored a goal in the second half of the season. Callum Styles has scored goals, and of course John Mcatee. I'd love for him to win the Ballon d'Or, but I don't think we're going to go that far with the challenge because of course Harvey Barnes is ratings above him, and we're already in the Champions League. We want to get that job done as Jallo still keeping up, and we're keeping up with the pack. As look at this, Champions League Barnsley, and you can see there is 4 players that haven't been chosen for international duty. It's weird that, because Callum Styles has only got better and he used to play for Hungary when we were down in League One. Positionally in the team, of course, like I said, I'd like a left wing back, but also we need a stronger bench because that won't do well. For once, I want to do well in the Premier League alongside the Champions League, which we've never managed to do both. When one goes well, the other one slacks off a bit, as we have 167 million to tamper with. That is some glorious money, and it has me thinking, do we even need a replacement for Yvan Bonny? I mean, he's good. We do have Jallo on the bench, but then again, it would really strengthen our chances. We're just going to have to play it by ear, and we'll buy some coaches as well. This save, I've been buying coaches left, right, and centre. So that fullback will be coming in. But for now, like I just said, bench players are here in plenty. Our old lone boy, the left wing back, Owen Dodgson or Dodson, whatever his name was, has had a word with Josh Brownhill, who's brought him to Barnsley, and that is a brilliant player. But second up, of course, the wing back is here, although he's technically not yet, because he's a full back, a left back in Adrien Truffier. It's going to take some training, but sure, we'll get it done. As backup keeper, Nicholas Bilokapic arrives, but he's not the main signing of this window, as we have signed a big player here to go up front. Yes, we have decided to drop Bonny to the bench. He's replaced by fellow Frenchman Randall Kolo Muani, who, yes, has arrived in Yorkshire. A huge signing alongside Mcatee. He's 6'2". Mcatee is 5'11". So yeah, there's one tall and one shorter one. We have a fully stacked bench now. Jallo still on it. Even Herbie Kane. Glad that we've managed to keep some players here, but of course, we've got to keep on plodding along. Like the first season in the Premier League, we start the year off with Bournemouth, and like I said minutes ago, I want a Premier League run. Champions League has to be priority, but doesn't mean everything else has to be neglected. A debut goal for Kolo Muani, but Barnsley beaten. Not what I bloody wanted, but still you can see our Champions League group. We've got Porto, who were a struggle for us, Leverkusen and Slavia Praha. That might be the slyest good group. On the surface doesn't look too bad, but I assure you, that'll be difficult. And this season, well, we haven't had a look at it yet, but I can show you the team. We got Truffier as a left wing back. He's 85 rated, yet still angry, and I really don't understand that. We've also got our weakest player by far now being John Stones, and that's harsh because I want to go into the Champions League with him. But he's not that great. Not that great compared to the rest of the squad. Look at this. No movement in Mcatee, but a 90 rated Janssen, a 93 rated Harvey Barnes, and this is honestly excellent. 12 goals, Johnny Mcatee. Is there anything this man cannot do? Like I said, he'll outscore Haaland, and he's outscored Kolo Muani, as we've got, of course, the FA Cup, but the Premier League... what is going on? It's like we've swapped places with this team we have here. Brentford? I don't believe it. We've got an amazing squad. And oh crap, I haven't checked the Champions League. Please tell me we're through. We are. We have actually made it. It must have been us and Leverkusen as it was. But again, finishing second. Porto going out to us. That is rare. They're usually the team that beat us, but we go through. Difficult to take that league position, but we're going to go straight into the Champions League. Honestly, I couldn't replace John Stones. I couldn't do it, as Neill Collins has got his team up against a Bayern Munich side that has Dan Neill in centre mid. Now, we've got Champions League football with Barnsley, but I think that's more unbelievable as the first game's a defeat. Don't be going wrong. Come on, we've come too far for it to go wrong. And in extra time, we beat them 3-0. It wasn't even a squeezed pass. Kolo Muani, Harvey Barnes, and then Johnny Mcatee. Have that Bayern. We've got a good record against them, but who will we face next? It's going to be Inter. Okay. A very difficult game at Oakwell. To be fair, it's not going to be easy at the San Siro, where we have to go afterwards with the 94 rated Barnes. It's a 1-1 draw here in England. Extremely nervous, though, for this travel. Extremely nervous as looking at their team. I'm sure they had Szoboszlai a minute ago, so they've changed Szoboszlai for Darwin Núñez. That is a weird one. As lads, get in there! John Mcatee with the winner! If you think there's favouritism going on, I can assure you there definitely is in this save, as Man City through Dortmund and PSG. We're playing with the big guns now, as it will be City, who are still up there in the league. Unlike us, they haven't bloody fallen off. So come on, let's beat them. We've now got 3 90 rated players. Now, Janssen and Styles have joined the 90 club. The first game, though, is unfortunately a defeat at the Etihad. Pressure on the Oakwell faithful now, but they need to make some noise as we need to come back against Manchester City and penalties. Oh my days. We won the game. Was it 2-1? Yes. Harvey Barnes and that man, John Mcatee. Haaland getting another goal, but oh my days, even scored the winning penalty. Lads, Barnsley are in the Champions League final. Every save we do, it's always a shock that we build a team up to this level, but of course, it's what we aim to do. And there's one more game to go, as it shall be at the Santiago Bernabeu. Paris Saint-Germain versus Barnsley, the Yorkshire team, and look at the run that we've had. Honestly, amazing. Munich, Inter, City. Not easy games, as we will check the Premier League, and definitely not an easy league. Shows you how difficult English football is. 12th in the Premier League table, yet potential Champions League winners. Fantastic. FA Cup, not so fantastic. We weren't beaten by Brentford, but Norwich. It was in the replay as well, not that 1-1 draw, as of course we know Liverpool won that. As how's the team's ratings? Mcatee won't go above 90. Transfer requests in, but John Mcatee, why is his rating not going up? 24 goals and 12 assists in the Premier League. Not long till it happens IRL. And Kolo Muani, 22. Harvey Barnes, 17 goals and 14 assists. It's been a brilliant season from most of these lads, but to make it even better, we have to top it off with a trophy. Here we are, arriving in Spain. It looks like there's a lot more Paris fans here, which makes sense though, doesn't it? And I've been saying how I'm always unhappy about not being in the home kit, but this time, I think I'd rather be in the white than the red kit. Not my favourite as Kolo Muani against his former club. Truffier against the team that he would have played before, being of course at Nantes over in France as Luke O'Connell trying to get a pass through. He does onto Mcatee. Mcatee holding it up, going out wide. Decent little start this. Bogle with the ball. Just not falling for us as Emerson Royale. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain. I think it's unrealistic we made the final, but they've got Emerson in the team, and they're in the biggest cup competition in the world as Mcatee. That was a brilliant back heel to him. We'll still have to try and keep the ball right here. Luke O'Connell round the corner. It does reach Callum Styles. These two OGs, oh, playing it round nicely until then. Got to look after it better and got to get bodies behind the ball. It's everyone apart from Kolo Muani at the minute as Gavi into Emerson. Truffier had to make that tackle because Kylian Mbappe slipped us. Too easy. Is that how it's going to be, is it? We've got to be better. Truffier, come on, referee. He bloody kept the ball in. Don't be corrupt. Be a bit fair as Callum Styles has won the ball back, to be fair. Very high up the field. Not the referee's doing. We had to go out and grab it as here is Jayden Bogle feeding it down the line for the run of John Mcatee, and the delivery almost there. One pop shot by Gavi so far, but most threats coming from this man, Jayden Bogle, passing to Mcatee. A little bit of space here for Callum Styles, maybe to get a shot off and score just before half-time. I really didn't expect that to go in, but the Hungarian scores with a rocket into the top bin. A really, really good finish from the number 20, and oh my days, to get it past Emerson and Donnarumma and squeeze in the top bin. Perfect before half-time. That is just what we needed, so lads, no slipping up. Keep this game boring. If nothing else really happens, we should be on for a, well, trophy here as John Stone's brilliant tackle. Double tackle from the Barnsley man, and Styles on the ball again. Also, I am not going to go defensive. I don't mean it literally, because John Mcatee on the field. And we're offside. Gotta look after the ball better than that as Pedro Goncalves into Alphonsi Davis. Jumping to the side of us. And this isn't good. It's Max Peacock on the block. But Gavi has taken some terrible shots. Letting his team down as Truffier. You just cover because Janssen running forward. He doesn't half know how to carry the ball into Kolo Muani. Muani cuts away and goes for the spectacular. We've got better and better, to be honest with you, since our goal. But I've said that now. Williams Jr. on the ball. Kylian Mbappe fails to slip it through. And that's very good play out from the back. Not even hoofing it with 5 men. We can play it, but Mwani's letting us down. 15 minutes. Joao Neves. Fonzie. No, they're cooking. But Connell with another tackle yet again. Just pass that forward. And here we go. Jayden Bogle. Dip that over. Mcatee. Oh, no. Barnes passed that on. Kolo Muani. Safe to say he's not man of the match. Gave it back to his former club again. I don't know if he's on their side or not as Joao Neves. If they scored this late on, it would be daylight robbery. Ball in the box and... I don't believe it. I actually don't believe it. Gavi at the near post. That must be their first good shot of the game. And I've got to say, Max Peacock, the youngster from us, has done absolutely terribly. Not even jumped to try and edit. Very poor. Come on, lads. That is just shocking. We should have had this game wrapped up by now. We should be lifting the trophy in 3 minutes. But now we've got to try and find another goal again. And Janssen, come on, ref. He's bloody swarming us. Mbappe jumping in with a reckless one. And that is one of the terrible free kicks that I've ever seen. One of the worst free kicks, should I say. As we're still going to carry on, though. And Styles to slip it across just inches away. Donnarumma read it. And that means we've got to go to extra time, despite dominating the game. So come on, wake up. We can't have this going to a lottery. We've been the better team by a million miles. They've scored, and then it could go to, of course, pens, which we don't want. I'm repeating myself because I hope to repeat Callum Styles' goal. Jayden Bogle's been good. Jayden Bogle's been very good in this game as a ball through. Janssen with the interception. Connell with the pass away. This is good. Right, we're keeping it a little bit more now. Even more than we were before. And Bogle, here we go. Oh, and Zanzu, good tackle. That might be the only thing before half-time. Fonzie Davis into Kylian Mbappe. A good ball roll. And Ademola Lookman, a player that I was literally looking at, trying to sign last season. And they're keeping it very well. Kylian Mbappe, got to get a tackle in. Gavi gets the ball back. Big block from Janssen. And Connell to whack it. Half-time is there. And only 15 minutes away from the dreaded penalties. Unfortunate so far, lads. Just keep it ticking apart from what happened at the end of that half. What a challenge, by the way, Truffier. As Styles to pick up on this. We need a pass back to the left wing back. Here he is. Not being happy most of the time. And I'm not happy. Being tackled by Emerson Royale. Can't be having that. As Peacock's made a good, decent slide. And we've got 1 minute till the whistle is supposedly blown, but that's a good back heel. It's a flick on to Jayden Bogle. Kolo Muani dropping off. Kolo Muani off the post and in. And Barnsley have beaten PSG thanks to the ex-PSG striker who's on the majority had a stinker. He has not been good. He has not been good by any stretch of the imagination, but the pullback from man of the match, I could even put the card on the screen right now. I'm not going to, but Bogle into Kolo, and that is the trophy wrapped up. Apologies to you guys wanting to see penalties, but kickoff is taken. And there we go. Easily done. Easily finished. And that, my friends, is the biggest trophy of them all. What a finish as well, by the way. Off the post and in from a man who, like I keep on saying, had a stinker of game. Lost every ball, as Jayden Bogle didn't. Man of the match, for sure, as he's made a brilliant move over here to Barnsley. And there is the trophy lifted. I'm a bit of ashamed of myself that I didn't make Mcatee the captain, but it's Callum Styles, who of course has been at Barnsley quite a long time. As if you did enjoy this one, comment your teams down below, and you never know, if you guys ask for them, they might be the next save.